Hey everyone, this is Perry MacLennan. I live in South Carolina and I'm the president-elect of the South Carolina Young Lawyers Division. I am also very involved in the ABA Young Lawyers Division. I've previously served as the administrative director and the director of civic engagement this past year. But here, I'm here today on behalf of the South Carolina Young Lawyers Division to present a really cool program that our affiliate did last year that I hope some of you can replicate something like this for your bar year next year. And the title of the program was How Blank Can I Be? A discussion of being your true self in the workplace. So this program was part of something in South Carolina we call the Town Hall Diversity Series. The South Carolina Bar Young Lawyers Division has a diversity committee, and really you can see on the presentation there what the diversity committee's mission statement is, but really we are trying to improve diversity in the legal profession. So we have programs throughout the year directed towards law schools and colleges and high schools and all of those types of things, raising the issues of, unfair representation of minority communities in the legal profession in South Carolina. And our diversity committee put this specific program together. Okay, so the program was titled How Blank Can I Be? And you'll see that we have a few items there. How gay can I be? How religious can I be? How parental can I be? Those types of things. The idea behind the program is really having an open sort of town hall type forum where both the individuals that took part in the presentation as well as those that were there as participants could have an open discussion about how comfortable they feel being religious in the workplace. Can they be religious in the workplace without fear of discrimination or retaliation? Do people feel comfortable expressing openly their political beliefs or their sexual orientation? And that was sort of the idea, and the conversation veered off in a lot of different directions, but that was the idea that we pitched to the presenters, and we had I'll talk about the presenters that we had that were great in a minute, but we sort of tried to find people that could speak on several different topics, whether it be, religion or politics or race or things like that. But we also got some surprise comments from people about other issues like, motherhood or fatherhood or things like that. So this slide has some more information. The event was marketed by asking young lawyers if they ever feel like they have a work persona that is totally different from how they interact and act in real life. And the feedback that we got just anecdotally when we put together the town hall discussion and afterwards was that this is a pretty common feeling among young lawyers. So I think it's definitely something that young lawyers in your affiliate are dealing with and benefit from a discussion around. And so there, in addition to just discussing how comfortable people feel, the folks that we invited to come speak also provided tips about how to do it appropriately in the workplace without fear of backlash and stereotypes. One of the things that the diversity committee did was they went out and talked with several minority leaders in our communities in South Carolina regarding the personal experiences that they had, and sort of the questions and talking points were sort of developed around that. So the event was held on January 7th of this past year from 6 to 7:30 p.m. At the South Carolina Bar Conference Center, which it was an in-person event. Although with COVID, I think this event could certainly be done virtually as well, which could be an option. I've listed some of the panelists that we invited, and you'll see that this was not sort of the stereotypical one moderator and three panelists type thing. We wanted to have a lot of different voices in the room. And so we had a couple of judges, as you can see there, which provided some insight into the judicial system. A couple of very prominent practicing attorneys, Sydney Evering being the managing partner of one of the largest law firms in South Carolina. Susan Kuo is a law professor at the University of South Carolina School of Law, and she was able to provide, she works a lot on diversity initiatives at the law school. She was able to provide the perspective of higher education, as well as law students and what they tell law students when they're clerking. We had Representative Marvin Pendarvis, who's a state of South Carolina representative and a young lawyer. Representative Pendarvis was in my law school class, and he was excellent. Johanna Valenzuela is the head of the diversity committee for the Big Bar in South Carolina, and the other names mentioned there are various other influential leaders in our community. So that's a brief rundown of the program. As I mentioned, we did this event in person. We tried to do as many of them in person so we can have networking opportunities, and so we can have that sort of instantaneous feedback. But this could certainly be a virtual event. And as I mentioned previously, we received very good feedback after the event from all of the participants and from the panelists, and it's probably something that we may even do again in South Carolina for those, and do it virtually this coming year, so those folks that were not in around the Columbia area, folks from different parts of the state can attend this time as well.